Greetings, everyone. I am Nates, the ruler of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of manga hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Fire Force, chapter 299, The Answer. Oh, but in case you're wondering why you didn't get a Fire Force chapter, the reaction for the last 2 weeks, I believe, is because most of them was pretty much the same thing, the same dialogue, just the same question and all. So now that we actually are moving from the same thing, it's time for us to get some. It's time for us to actually get some chapter reactions. So yeah. Anyways, we start this chapter off with the pages with a bunch of animals. So you're now doing the animal stuff. As we have the narrator being like, "Hope alone cannot save them. The chains of despair must be broken. What will the answer be?" And then we have Homea, just amazing, like doing the whole prayer thing as she's like on the ground being like, "You say you are not a god? Creation stems from imagination. It forms the very earth. That's exactly what makes you god, Shinra Banshoman." As we see, the proper first pages that we had in Five Wars, as we see like the beautiful mountain, a bunch of stuff, because he created a mountain in the last chapter. So yeah, and then we have her continuing talking. And she's like, "Using your imagination and the power of God, you formed all creation, and thus created a new hell." And she continues to cry. Which I wonder this like in her skull. Like, if you removed her skin, or would she now have in her skull like a third eye? Would it be like 10 times twice bigger? Like, how would this be? As in, Shinobashima is like just thinking to himself, like, I guess he didn't realize, oh my god, this is actually the puzzle card. As in, he is like, it's a bit serious actually, which is funny because this whole time he's just been kind of having a smile on his face, like, "You think this is all hope has to offer? I keep looking forward so I won't take a single step back. Just watch me." And then he like puts his leg up as he's going to, as then Omer's like, "For the sake of humanity, I will resist you to the very end." But aren't you supposed to be believing in him because he's your god now or something? But yeah, anyways, we have Shina going with a serious face as he hits the was about to hit it. Well, not he didn't stand down. All that Medit will send her light of despair, which, by the way, that face that she's having right now actually resembles the face that Yuna had in his newest form. So then we have that laser of the light of despair hitting Shibashman's leg, but Shibashman's like, "Here goes," as he sends the hit onto the floor, or as he turned the entire force that he just created back into the city. What? As then we have, should be like, he can even recreate civilizations? Which is a true shock. As then we have Hamia be like, "It cannot be! The light of despair travels at the speed of light, but you kicked it away?" Oh, great. Now we're gonna go into the power scaling questions. Like, how fast are these characters? Wasn't Shina already speed of light? Oh la la, my god, this is gonna be a pain in the ass to question later. So anyways, uh, then we have Shina being like, "I didn't make this with just one kick. I did this by stopping and reversing time over and over again." Wait, what? You kicked the earth so hard that you reversed the time over and over and over again? Is this like one of those things when it looks like you did something very basic, but you actually did something like 10 times over or something? Alright. So then we have Hamia be like, "You kept doing it until you made something like this? Just how many times?" And then Shibashi was like, "Well, I might have been a little too enthusiastic, so things started toppling over. I've been going back and forth a lot, but it all worked out in the end." Why do I feel like this means that he did something that he shouldn't have in the past? So then we have, she'll be like, brother, that explanation is and then Johnny Marshall was like, sorry, I'm pretty out of it from doing it that so many times. So I'm guessing he did this like thousands of times, which is very goofy. So I'm surprised that Shu isn't aware of it. I mean, you'd think he would be. I mean, this is like a physical feat. Like, he may not be able to know what Shino's thinking, but he should not be aware of some other stuff. So yeah, anyways, then we have beneath Homea a bunch of like souls basically just going up from the ground, and she looks at them, and then we have Shinobashima be like, I already told you, didn't I? I believe in the future, and I won't take back one step back. The Adola burst isn't just about destruction. It's the flame of rebirth as well. So I guess he's finding out some loophole about the whole Adola burst and all that stuff. So yeah, then we have Homia be like, these are the tears I shed. What are you trying to do now? You can't mean to. And then Shibashima be like, oh, but I do. And then Homia be like, you mean to turn my tears back into souls? And she starts to sweat. As they have Shu been like, Butter, don't forget what I said. This is not a solution. Which I guess is point out how this doesn't really change anything in the whole thing. Like, he was always planning to do this from the very get go. So they have Bashman using his like belt or something to like I guess transform all these tears into people back. As then we have Alpha from being from in space. It's like I can feel the breath of life coming from the earth. No, this is the link of souls. As I says, fool. Was oh now that's what just probably saying to Alpha being the fool something. Anyways, then we have the cities being popular with people. Like we like person, the basics of how a person looks like, and then they all create and they all become well people. Like we see with some civilians, like we see some two randos, one chick, and some ones who seem to have like a bit more specialized designs. I'm guessing some probably some editor references or something. You know how some vol chapters have like the whole all the love to our editors type of thing here. I would be surprised that's the case for these guys. Then we see the king of tantrums, Fieri on the ground, and he's like, what on earth? As he looks at the rest of the Evangelist Special Cataclysm Force, as they're all just thinking themselves, are these guys not able to talk or something? So then we see Ritsui's back, and she's like, but the Cataclysm was complete! And she's also sweating, and then we get like a full page, a bunch of characters talking, as then we have like I believe the division, sixth division, the leader of the Fire Force, like looking back as she's normal with a bunch of snakes coming from her. Are these giving exactly permanent as the her assistant or the second command is also there staring at? As then we see a question and stuff. As then we see like the company 5 and 4 guys. Yeah, the one of the angels and the 4 guy who I think were killed by their doppelgangers when the doppelgangers were attacking, like holding each other because they're scared or something. Well, the guy is happy because those angels do have one hell of a body. Then we see Giovanni back, and he's actually Giovanni's like a back to an andom. Wait, was he an actual bug or something? Well, anyways, we see him back as an ant, where he look a little goofy because he also has like the mask is still kind of oversized, but he also has like little shoes or something on. It's like I guess he's gonna live now as an ant. Then we have the news reporter guys who I think were doing the Raffles attacks. They're like, I'm reporting live from the scene, though I'm not sure what scene. Which probably references the fact there's no background to his shot. Then we see a old man sitting on a bench. As then we have like a bunch of people from the background, like the ones we've seen in Asakusa. It's like the old lady's like, "What's that? What's this? Hibachan! It's been so long." As like we see a bunch of one of the soldiers from the special five was 7 be like, huh? As the Hibachan, the guy who fought the doppelganger who had like epic fight with Benny Maru, is like, eh. As we see the twins be like, Grams. As then we see uh what was his name again? Why am I blanking on his name now? Not Walker. Conroy, because Conroy is like Benny Maru as like switching as Benny Maru is like, this must be hell. Oh That's hilarious. So after we get the first division, as then we have Joker like looking at birds like you, as birds now have still has like the horns. Like he seems to be normal by everything else, but now he has horns and he has like the bull horns. As then we have Karin being like, "What in the what thing? What?" All right, then we see the other priest guy. As then we see the guy who was the head of the Special Five Division One is like, it's all back. As we see the female one be like still a bit confused, just like stand there. As then we get like the first Ruffles. Wait, he's here? Seriously? He's like, huh? What happened to the Cataclysm? As then we see another guy look at him, he's like, oh my lord. I mean, that guy, their main priest is basically here right now, people. Then we see a random woman. I guess that's one of the actors inserting themselves. Then we see Gold and I think his name was Stream, I believe. As we also see like the touching on Gold's banner. I don't know if that's actually written or that's just. I think that's just a wording thing. Then we see the fourth division as we have like a guy who was killed by their former captain with an axe at his head. Still, it's like for real, which is true. Then I think we see that other praise guy behind him. Then we see the two, the other the snake scouring and the Ugon. There's a hugging their former captain. He's also back, being like captain, as the guy who replaced them be like pumping, which I Christopher was that. Then we get another the page where we see like I think some second division soldiers being there with one scene with his bleeding a bit from below his chin. Then we see the guys who died in the what's this arc called? I think it's the second investigation arc or something. As then we see another guy who had his wife is like Natasha, as his wife is like Jonas. Oh, I'm so relieved. Yes, after years of being that. Hopefully she didn't get married after between that. Then we see the guy who had like his baby boy, like it's a boy. And then we have his wife being like, he looks just like you, Anton. So yeah. Then we had the guy who wanted his sneakers to dress like very petty. This was very like I think his joke was like how his like wish was like very pathetic compared to the man like shiny shoes as he like wears them. And then we see the guy who was killed. Now Hajiki-san, as Jordan is also saying, Hajiki Senpai is like, what's going on? As we see their captain being like, oh, happy. As then we see Orochi for some reason there. And she's like, see him close, he's still my type. Wait, what? Are we seriously having the guy being Hajika and Orochi being together now? Was that a thing? Like, did Fire Force fanbase actually give Orochi, ship Orochi and Hajika? I mean, Orochi literally killed Hajika when they met. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, alright, then killing each other is a marriage thing. Like, couples do kill one another, but still, is it really supposed? I mean, seriously, are we really shipping these two? I mean, they do know that she's still responsible for killing him, right? Wait a minute. Let's see here. Actually, that's excusable. Yeah, that's excusable. I'm actually looking at chapters when she fought Tamaki and Juggernaut right now, and yeah, that whole her killing him the first time is actually completely excusable. Yeah, you're 100% excused. And Achika, you are a fucking kid champ for getting a road chip. Oh, it's a weird chip to get, but I guess we're getting it. Oh my god, the kids are gonna be so weirded out when they hear this love story. So yeah, then we get, I'm gonna say another, I'm guessing another editor's insertions like Fuchan, Risan. Then we see like, that chapter where Iris and Shiran went to baptize their weapons and their one father turned to an infernal. I guess the sister that was there was also into the father. It's like, oh, father. It's like, goes on his shoulder. Then we see those guys that were with Shawa and the god that was turned into an inferno by Ritsu. Then we have, like, I'm guessing our self insertion. I'm not like sure. Then we see the guy that was in charge of the assassination group, as well as the rest there. Then we see a shot of a old man with a bunch of dogs. The dogs seem to be a bit more live action. This does look familiar, but I can't put my fingers on it. Was that guy, that Taken Sama, that guy who was, that demon inferno, when they were going to the investigate the peninsula or the Chinese or something? Then we see the mole and the raven there. Then we see the two best friends who were killed by Inca, or the brothers that were killed. Well, one that was killed by Inca and the other was killed by Charon. Then in the next panel we get Mirage and Flail there. Alright, then we see a horse or a donkey. I think it's a donkey supposed to be, because in the next panel we have Vulcan's family. Surprised they arrived, since we don't even, I don't think we even saw them beforehand. But yes, anyways, then we have Vulcan's father. He's like, Pops, is this Fool's doing? As we see, his grandpa is like there. It's like smiling, like, yeah, that's his doing. I guess that way that's supposed to be that. Then in the next panel, we get like the guys who were attacking Company 7. We see the guy who was killed by Yuno when the shape of his face wasn't well. The guy who was pretending to be one of the sisters. As then we have another guy, that Haran, who had still has like a bit of a demon horns on top of him as he's like looking at them. Then we see another guy. I think that he might. I'm not. He actually looks somewhat familiar. I'm not sure if that's at an insertion. Then we see another guy. Again, not sure if that's at an insertion. Maybe something in front. I'm forgetting. Then we see that woman, the mother that was killed by Raka. She's like, "Whoa!" As we see another, I'm guessing we see her daughter. As we see that Raka is also back to life. It's like, by the stars, I've been reborn. I guess he's back. I guess is he gonna be part of the rival company 21 again? Like, where are some of these white flag members gonna go right now? Are they all gonna be arrested or something? I don't know. But anyway, then we see that the Taku, and he still has his illusion. Like, I'm still here too. And I was like, wait, all these put together? Like, how's this go? Like, where is everyone? And then we see Hibana like crying a bit. She's all her childhood friends, all back, who were, those demon imps, all back. As I guess now they're all children still. Well, that's gotta be weird. I mean, they were together when they were children, but now Hibana's like a fully mature woman. Well, that's gonna be weird to have. Anyways, then we also see that that god, that Inferno that was working for Company 1, or who they forced to work for them. We see him back, but the right thing is that his remaining demonization or infernalization is like his head like normal shape, but yet instead of having normal face, he just like has like in this kind of how he does is missing these two parts, and fires coming from it, where he's on the trial. One slap is I was in shock, like what? So I guess this guy really got the short end of the stick when it came to remaining human. So yeah, then I guess we get some other characters that we might have seen or died, as we have one woman be like, Dad, Mom, Mikako, as they have the two parents be like, Mikako, how is Rebecca's Beku's sound, barbecue's sound, barbecue sound? Is that back? Oh my god, this is not totally wrong. Is there a Psycho? Oh, as they had the one be like, oh, there, I guess Psycho. I mean, that's the demon that's the Inferno was in the first chapter or the first episode of Fire Force. Not to say she's back. Then we see the guy who was just sitting when he was turning to Inferno, was just sitting on the table ready to be killed by everyone. Where he still seems to be having a bit of fire coming from his mouth and eyes. This is a bit messed up. Although Psycho doesn't seem to have anything wrong with her, even though she should also have something. Maybe it's gotta be like something like fire hair or something, I don't know. I mean, she had a very specialized fire hair. Now I think about it. Then we see Obi saying like kind of like like he's in a casket, as he like opens his eyes slowly as he sees the rest of the company 8, except for Arthur and Iris and Shinra, who are currently in our locations. They all look at him as they're like, Captain Obi, as they all jump him and like start hugging him, and they're like, ooh, as they're like, oof. As then we have the final page of the chapter. As then we have how many like, this is unbelievable. It just kind of like, did I not tell you that history will repeat itself from this catastrophe to the next? as they have should be like, brother, is this really okay? As Sergio screams, I guess we're not going to an answer, even though it's supposed to be an answer. As there should be like, everyone is here. Is this true? The true nature of Shina's hope? I guess so. Although, to be fair, it's not everyone's here. Like, Arrow, Chawan, and Dragon are still not there. Then we have the pillars, like Inca, Sumeria, Iris, and Amaterasu are still not there, although I am curious if although I'm not sure if Iris or Amaterasu are gonna be there, considering the fact that I think Iris is a doppelganger. So I'm not sure if she's gonna be there. Not to mention that the previous seventh pillar is not there. So yeah, you also have to question there, although to be fair, they are from the previous version. Although Take was also there, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they won't be there. And now one from Hajima, except for Nataku, wasn't there in the chapter. I'm guessing it's probably because of the paneling and stuff. And to be fair, there are a few White Clan members who we've seen their faces, but haven't really seen them, who we don't really know their names, who haven't shown up. So there are a bunch of characters still missing technically. And yeah. So honestly, I'm kind of curious where they're gonna go with the villains here. Like, are they gonna arrest them or something, or are they some of them gonna join the companies? Like, Ao's gonna join Company 8, or at least be like the mate in Company 8. Orochi is gonna be that for Company 4. Uh, Rekka's gonna go back to Company 1. Like, I'm really confused on where this is gonna go. Wait a minute. That villain's coming back from the dead. 1 second, I have to check something quickly. Oh, fuck me. This is gonna be a long one. Well, this is gonna be a problem as hell. Thank you, Sheila. You get me a lot of fucking god forsaken work. Fuck you. Oh my god. Thank god this is at least not comic book hell, because that thing's still somehow worse than this. But so, it's gonna be a living nightmare, Shenra. You cannot bring back a bunch of villains at once without informing us. Otherwise, we have a bunch of fucking paperwork to handle. Fuck you, Shenra. Fuck you. So yeah. Oh my god. Let's get this review quick, so I will not be sweating. So I'm not gonna be dying from the paperwork later. So yeah. This chapter is like, when it comes to seeing these characters back and the hilarity, it's there. It's nothing special. It's kind of like a good mood breaker, since every other fucking chapter was pretty much the same thing. So it's nice to see that we are coming to a conclusion. And I do want this is gonna lead into like more of a battle thing, because like, some White Clan members are probably gonna work for the heroes now, like Orochi if she wants to go into Hachika, and maybe Raka will, and maybe an Arrow definitely. But like, I'm wondering where, if they're gonna go into a full out battle. I'm also curious where the ones we haven't seen this chapter. I'm gonna stick at come next chapter. So like, I could see like the next chapter having the characters be like, wait a minute, if we're all back, then where's Shu? And would there be some weird force with Shinra in it? But again, I'm curious on where everyone who haven't seen is right now. I'm guessing it's gonna be next chapter, but we'll see. So yeah, anyways, this is the end of the chapter. The next chapter is gonna be chapter 300. 300! Only way it's gonna happen is we have the title being The Only Way. I have no idea what that's gonna be referred to, but we'll see what's gonna happen. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you like this reaction. I hope you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Now to